Did you know that the most lethal animal in Brazil has no fangs, no claws, and has probably come within a meter of you without you noticing? Well, Brazil is beautiful. It has incredible nature, but it also hides creatures that can kill you before you even understand what happened. Today I'm going to introduce you to the 5 most dangerous animals in our country, in ascending order of danger. And look, number 1 will make you rethink where you step, swim, and even sleep. Let's start with number 5, the jaguar, the largest feline in the Americas. When you see a photo of her, the first thing that comes to mind is beauty, right? But this beauty is a trap. The jaguar does not attack like a lion or tiger, which bites the neck. It goes straight to the skull. A well-aimed bite to the prey's head. It's fast, it's silent, and most of the time, the victim doesn't even feel it. It lives in the Pantanal, the Amazon, the Cerrado, in biomes that cover more than half of the Brazilian territory. Attacks on humans are rare, but they do happen, and when they do happen, they're usually fatal. The jaguar does not attack out of malice. It attacks when it feels cornered or when it mistakes you for food. And do you know what the scariest detail is? She hunts at night. You'll never hear her coming. Number 4, the freshwater stingray. Here is one of the most underrated animals in Brazil. Everyone thinks of stingrays and imagines the ocean. But river stingrays? These live buried in the sand at the bottom of Brazilian rivers, completely invisible. Its stinger is in its tail, and when you step on it, it fires automatically. The sting causes pain described by those who survived as the worst pain of their lives. Worse than a break, worse than surgery without anesthesia. The toxin causes necrosis, destroying the tissue around the wound. And there is no antidote. Treatment is symptomatic and often takes months. Ribeirinhos call it the evil streak, and it's not for nothing. Number 3, and here things start to get more serious. The Brazilian rattlesnake, Crotalus durissus. Unlike other snakes that inject venom that destroys blood or flesh, the rattlesnake has neurotoxic venom. In other words, it attacks the nervous system. The victim may feel almost nothing at first. No swelling, no severe pain. It looks like it was a scratch. And that's where the danger lies. Because while you think you're fine, the poison is paralyzing your respiratory muscles. Without the right antivenom, administered quickly, death can come within hours. It is responsible for the majority of snake deaths in Brazil. Lives in an open area, likes heat and a rattle. It only makes noise when it wants to. Sometimes she doesn't warn. Number 2, prepare. Lonomia, the killer caterpillar. Yes, you read that right. A caterpillar. It sounds like a joke, but it's not. Lonomia obliqua lives in the south and southeast regions of Brazil, especially in rural and forested areas. It stays in groups of dozens to hundreds on the same tree trunk, and contact with its spines releases a toxin that causes a very serious hemorrhagic syndrome. The venom begins to dissolve your blood clotting ability. You start to bleed inside, through the eyes, through the kidneys, through the brain. There are people who accidentally put their arm against a tree and died days later without understanding what had happened. Brazil records dozens of serious cases per year. And most disturbing of all, she looks harmless. It looks like a natural ornament. And we reach number 1, the Aedes aegypti mosquito. I know what you're thinking. Mosquito? Really? Serious. Very serious. This mosquito transmits dengue, Zika, chikungunya, and yellow fever. Dengue alone kills hundreds of Brazilians per year. And in 2024, Brazil experienced the largest epidemic in its history, with more than 4 million registered cases. It is the animal that kills the most humans in the entire world, not just in Brazil. He has no fangs. It has no poison. It just has a barely noticeable sting. And that's exactly what makes it the most dangerous of all. It arrives without warning. It reproduces in the stagnant water in your yard, in your gutter, in the small dish of your plant pot. He lives in your city, maybe in your neighborhood right now. Brazil is a country of extremes. It has the greatest biodiversity on the planet, and along with it, the greatest natural dangers. Jaguar, stingray, rattlesnake, caterpillar, mosquito, such different creatures. But with one thing in common, they don't need you to survive. You are the one who needs to learn to exist in the same world as them. Knowledge is not fear. Knowledge is survival.